You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast for all ages from 2 and everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and as you can probably hear, there's some mysterious music playing because currently, right here at Comedy Club for Kids HQ, I'm trying to solve a mystery. No, it's not the mystery of why birds can fly, but inexplicably, flies can't bird. Because I think scientists have been working on that for years, and they can't come to any conclusions, so what chance do I have? It's also not the great mystery of why, when I do this happens. I mean, they aren't even connected, and yet every time... And then... It's so weird, but I don't think I'll ever be able to figure that one out. It's also not the mystery of why no one can count past 7 potatoes, right? Which is always... It's worried me for years that you go 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, more. But what if I want 8 potatoes? No, it's only more, isn't it? But... Oh, it's baffling. Anyway, and no, stop asking. The mystery is definitely not where Linda is, or indeed who Linda is, as I'm sure she's going to turn up soon, isn't she? This week, the big mystery is... this one sent in by Bella, or as she said in her email, her name is Arabella, but we can call her Bella. So we can, which means I don't have to, and I could call her Jeremiah Wellington Fart Hat, but I won't do that because I'm not a meanie, and Bella sent in some excellent emails. So, Bella, she said she listens to this show every night, which is brilliant, thank you, Bella, and then, she sent in a riddle, and I've been trying to solve it ever since it arrived, but it's just too impossible. Here, listeners, you can help, okay? Here is Bella's riddle. A lady waited for her husband to come home, but before he came back, the lady had asleep for 2 hours. When she woke up, she saw a poo on her doorstep. Who turned him into a poo? Is it A, a friend? I was out shopping. B, next door. I was sleeping. Or C, the wife. I waited for him, but I got tired, so I slept the whole night. That's the story, but what are the answers? Welcome to Hubby Poo, the new mystery podcast trying to explain just what happened that night and just who turned the lady's poor husband into a poo. I ask myself, who could it have been? Who turned her husband into a poo on the doorstep? What kind of awful person would do such a thing? Was it a person? Was it a horse? Was it a horse person, a herson, or a porse? What had the husband done to deserve being turned into a poo? Had someone or something eaten him and then pooed him out? And just what was that someone or something? And just how did the lady know that poo was her husband? Did it have a little face just like his, but made of sweet corn? Here's what we know. So, the lady had to sleep when she was waiting for her husband to come home, and she slept for 2 hours, but we don't know what time of day that is. I ask myself, maybe it was an afternoon nap, maybe it was 2 hours from midnight till 2 in the morning. Who sleeps for only 2 hours? Walruses. Walruses do. Is she a walrus? Maybe her husband is a bat or a ghost and only goes out in the very early hours of the morning, and that's when the lady naps. We don't know what she napped on either. Was it a bed or a staircase, or is she very small and napped on a napkin, which, as you know, are just for small naps? When she wakes up, there on the doorstep is her husband, but as a poo. The friend says, I was out shopping. Is that an excuse? People need to poo when they're out shopping, but why did the friend poo the husband? Had they accidentally eaten him because they'd forgotten to pack a lunch while out shopping? Being out shopping isn't an alibi, and so, once again, I am suspicious. Next door says I was sleeping, but so was the lady, so she wouldn't know. Maybe next door does sleep poo magic, where she wanders out of her home and turns people into poos, but has no idea because she thinks they're still in bed. Or was it the wife who got so tired waiting for him, she slept the whole night through, which feels like an unlikely story. But the next door neighbor was asleep, so they wouldn't have heard any weird poo magic happening and couldn't be a witness. But are those the only witnesses? Activate detective brain. Yes, I see. What about the husband. What if he got home and needed a poo but couldn't find his keys, so he pooed on the doorstep and drew a little face on it and ran away because he was so embarrassed? What if it was a delivery driver? They often leave packages at my door without any warning, so it would be just like them. What if the boo was a magical poo alien and got beamed there by itself to make peace with the human race and create an everlasting human and poolian friendship? Were there any poo prints? What was the motivation for the poo? Was it just that turning someone into a poo is really, really funny? Or did they just want a real-life poo emoji as a pet? So many questions, and yet, no answers. Linda! Linda! Linda, who turned the husband into a poo, Linda? Linda? Where is Linda? Who is Linda? Well, so I'm going to keep investigating this, but if you have any clues to solve this mystery, please do send them in. And in the meantime, I'm hoping that as long as I do that really bad accent, one of the big podcast studios is going to pay for me to do this as a special investigative series, and I'll travel all over the world asking people about poo until I solve it. Of course, if you want to send in a question that needs to be answered, or a joke, or a riddle, or anything really, then don't forget to get your miserable yawn machines, grown-ups, to help you email us at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk, and I will add your questions to the ever-growing and slightly frighteningly wobbly stack. You can also come and see our live Comedy Club for Kids shows if you live in the UK, and do check out when we're going to be near you at comedyclubforkids.co.uk, and don't forget to follow us on PopJam too. After this episode, the podcast is going to take a very small break while I line up more comedians to answer all those many, many questions, so I'm afraid there won't be a new episode until then. But hey, you can always listen to all 4 seasons of shows we already have again and again and again and again, and maybe even make your own one, or maybe spend all your free time trying to solve just who turned the husband into a poo. Right, I'm going to investigate more, but while you do that, you listen to this even more important mystery solving.
I've been cursed for delving into the mysteries of life.
On this week's show, I'm really excited to be joined by Yuriko Kotani, aka Y to the K, Yuriko, number 1 enemy of the Home Depot, and as you're known in Croatia, Sluk Jajnok Chari Oknaka. But of course, all the listeners will know you as head of the amazing charity Shoes for Millipedes, owner of the world's largest couscous, and of course 5 times world champion Fire Not Starter, where in the last tournament you successfully didn't start nearly 4,007 fires. It's so lovely to have you on the show. How are you doing?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very good, thank you. Now I'm exercising and enjoy the sunshine. Yeah.
Fantastic. What are you exercising? Just general, because that was like exercising can mean so many things, can't it? Sometimes like if you just sort of stand up, that's more exercising than sitting down. How far are you going with exercising?
Thank you for asking me. So I discovered videos, YouTube online videos that you can do aerobics at home. How do you say aerobics or aerobics? Isn't it?
Aerobics, I think.
Aerobics. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said it in Japanese, I think. So
it sounds better though being aerobics. It sounds like you do them in the air, like you've got hovering powers. Is that maybe you do? I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong. Are you hovering while you do it?
Not yet, but I will do that tomorrow morning.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you have to, it's like a level of skill to be able to
juggle
float while you do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do aerobics.
Yeah.
And so I thought to do aerobics, you have to go to studio and then you have to wear like nice like, you know, if you see on videos, people wearing like cool outfits and, you know, enjoying it. But at home, you can just wear pajama or anything, and then you can just listen to the song and then just do the exercise.
That's amazing. Do you think you're right? Because you always see the videos and they're always wearing spandex, a bit like superhero, like really rubbish superhero costumes. I always think that, you haven't made an effort with your costume, but or like wrestlers or something. But do you think we're being con then? Because maybe like, could we not be wearing pajamas for more exercises?
Yeah, we all should just get up and then go for it, isn't it? Not worrying about,
yeah.
yeah, like you don't have to worry about other people watching you or anything like that, and it just move, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's also like, you know, when you watch like the Winter Olympics or something and they're all in their special gear, and that can be quite intimidating. And in my head, I'm like, I could never do that. But I think if they did a ski jump just in their pajamas, I would be like, maybe I could do that.
Exactly. That's everyone should try and have a go, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think so. Well, well done you for having a go. And is there a particular aerobics thing that's good? Because I don't know anything about. I've never done aerobics in my life. That sounds terrifying.
It's there's so many videos out there and there's so many levels. I just do. I love the ones with anime songs. Do
Oh
you
yeah,
watch anime? I don't know, but yes, that's if you have a favorite animes, and then yeah, you can dance. Not dance. Exercise with it.
yeah. Is there a different? Because is that what if you dance, are you not exercising? And if you're exercising, are you not dance? Or can because that feels a bit unfair, doesn't it? That like I'd love to say I've just been dancing and now I've done my exercising, but if it's separate, then you can't do them both at the same time.
Yes, that's very interesting thought, isn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe you are doing. Maybe that's the thinking. You can do
yeah,
both, or you can do just one. Just
right. Because like all the TV shows, you don't get Strictly Come Exercising or Exercise with the Stars, but but you're right. Like when you see videos of people doing aerobics, they are dancing, right? Like I'm guessing you're sort of dancing when you do it,
I guess so. But in my head, in the morning, I'm exercising.
right?
Maybe
Yeah.
at night, maybe if I even though I'm doing the same thing, but maybe I'm dancing. Who knows?
Maybe it's to do with the time of day. Maybe that's it. Maybe if you dance in the morning, you're exercising, but if you exercise at night, you're dancing.
Yes.
Maybe it's a time of day thing.
Maybe. Would you
Yeah, like if you eat food in the morning, it's breakfast, but if you eat the same food at night, it's dinner.
dinner?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very deep, isn't it?
I think you're exposing a huge worldwide conspiracy that that we've never thought about before. That all this time people thought they were exercising when they were dancing and dancing when they were exercising, and now you've already opened up that maybe they're the same thing just at different times of day. And I
Yeah,
think that's pretty big.
pretty big. And then even though you are doing at the same time, if you are in the other side of the world, you are not doing the same thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. That's really confusing. So you couldn't have a worldwide like dance event because half of you would be exercising.
Wow. Yes,
Wow.
yes. And there, yes. Or in halfway points, maybe half dancing, half exercising.
Oh wow! So if you live like what and like the equator on the bits right in the middle of the Earth, you'd be half dancercising,
Dancercising.
exerancing. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I'm taking
Wow.
notes. It's a new word, new English word I learned today.
Well, I've only just learned. I don't know if it's a word yet, but I think if we tell enough people about it, it will be soon
Yes,
and start a new craze. I think.
yes. I think everyone who is listening to this will talk about it from tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've got a big like. I would really like it if more exercise was just stuff that you wanted to do anyway, and then it turns out it's also exercise. So, like, if making a sandwich was exercise, I'd really like, or things like
cooking.
when you're moving anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just like, I don't know, anything like, because I found out the other day that hoovering or like vacuum cleaning the house it like burns, like, is exercise. But I don't want to do that. There must be other things that I could do that are things I need to do anyway that are exercise.
Yeah. It's like hoovering, but are you really hoovering?
Oh,
Cooking. Are you really cooking?
Yeah. Yeah. There must be ways to. Well, I think you've hit on something here, and it's something hopefully the listeners will think about, and maybe we can maybe we don't need gyms. We can all just be in our pajamas at home.
Yeah. And then if you wanna go for running, just maybe not in pajamas, but if it's running in toilet, maybe pajamas. Running
toilet pajamas. What are toilet pajamas?
Sorry. The running in the toilet with pajamas.
Oh, right, sure. Yeah. Right, sure.
Toilet pajamas.
I was worried that there were special pajamas for going to the toilet. And I was worried because I've only got one set of pajamas for everywhere, and I didn't know if you had to. I was worried that I'd been making a mistake for years.
Oh no. Yes. Toilet pajamas. Now I'm thinking if there is a toilet pajamas, that will be. Yes. Okay. Let's not talk about that.
Let's not. Yeah. Let's not. I think it would be. Yeah. I don't think it would be necessary to have special pajamas just for the toilet, and I don't think you'd want pajamas for going to the toilet in. So it's not a.
Yeah. It will be too much complication.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Well. Yeah. That's Well, it's lovely having you on the podcast. I'm very pleased that you could come on in between your aerobics and the sunshine and all the many other things that you do. And I wondered, I've got some very important questions that I need to ask you, and the reason I've asked you on this show is because I know that you can answer them. But before we get there, I wondered if you could just tell us, this is an audio podcast, as you probably know, and our listeners, they hear it with their ears. Sometimes they might listen to it with their knees or their bums. I don't know what they do. We don't discriminate, whatever they want to listen to it with. But I wondered if you had a favourite noise that you could share with us, either make or tell us about for the show.
Yes, so that would be ready. 3, 2, 1. Silence.
Wow.
Because
wow.
I thought, music and sound. I love those, and people talking, chatting. I love them. But sometimes what I noticed was that sometimes just nothingness is beautiful.
That's lovely. What I like, I don't think anyone on the show has done a countdown to their noise, which I really appreciated, because that got me really ready for it. And then there wasn't a noise there, it was amazing. But do you like silence all the time? Because like sometimes it's a bit boring, isn't it, if it's silent?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if it's the silence constantly, and then that'll be just sad. But if at night or like when you're tired, and then if I hear the silence, that's spot on.
Yeah. So you can't go to sleep. Some people like noises when they go to sleep, don't they? Some people listen to like whale sounds or I don't know what other noises, like waves or I don't know. There's lots of people when you listen. Yeah, water, all the sort of. But I think that would just make me think, oh, I've left the taps on. Oh no, I'm about to get flooded. Oh no, I'm living in the sea. Oh no, a whale's going to eat me. I don't think any of those would help me particularly.
True, it's a fine line. Again, there's a fine line, isn't it? Like sometimes, yes, when the rain sound, I listen to the rain sound. But sometimes when it's raining as well, and I get confused, like what am I doing? Raining outside, and I'm listening to the rain sound, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so relaxing, and that's very confusing, isn't it? Would you do that?
Yeah,
You
and,
do
and
the same?
also a bit insulting to the real rain, because the real rain's out there trying really hard, and you're going, I'm going to listen to an actor do this better.
Oh
I think
no,
that's a bit rude to rain. Yeah.
it's so true. It's the rival for the rain.
Yeah.
Poor
It
rain.
would just be it's it's a bit like if you went to a music gig and you listened to a different band in your
Band.
ears, or you listen to a different version of while they're playing. It feels like that, but with rain. You're saying, I
Yeah,
don't want to hear your rain. I've
yeah,
got my own
my
rain.
own rain. And then the rain's doing their best they can to
Yeah.
make the sound. Oh no.
Do you think there's sort of professional rain out there that knows how to sound the best? Do you think there's like a training process?
Oh, definitely. Some of the rain sound is just beautiful, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And sometimes it's just horrible, and you just don't want to go out. But sometimes it's like, oh, I want to go out, and I want to feel the rain. That's probably the
Yeah.
professional rain.
Yeah. That's it. But I prefer rain when I'm indoors. Like I prefer the sound of it when I'm indoors and I hear it outside.
Oh, true.
Rather than when it's hitting me in the face
Yeah,
and I'm soaking wet. I don't like the sound as much.
true. Like it's rainy outside, but you are inside, and then you're having a cup of tea.
Yes, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best rain sound. Absolutely. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you because silence, and I agree with you, and I really like silence, especially because my daughter is nearly 4, and so I never hear silence anymore. I never hear it ever, and I miss it. Sometimes I miss it, and I just want it to be really quiet. But the only thing is silence. Sometimes silence is terrifying. Like if you go somewhere that's meant to be noisy and it's completely quiet, then I think, what's wrong? Something's wrong. Why isn't there loads of noise? And in fact, actually, with my daughter, because she's so noisy all the time, if she's ever quiet, I think, what's gone wrong? What's up? And so, like, sometimes silence is a bit scary.
Absolutely. If you want to say something funny to your friend, and then if the reply is silence, that's nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, when your daughter's in quiet or silence, and then you start to worry. So you want to hear that cheer.
And you know audiences, if audiences are silent when you tell them a joke, that is the worst.
Oh no.
That's the worst they can be. It's better if they go boo or rubbish, but if they're like silent, you're like, what's happened?
Yeah. Do I have anything on my face or
Yeah. It's weird. It makes you think something weird has happened rather than yeah. But I agree with you. I don't want to take that away. I think your noise or your lack of noise was perfect. I do like silence a lot of times. I think it's definitely up there in best. Don't they? Was it silence is golden? They say, which is
yes.
Yeah.
So what silence is gold?
Silence is golden.
Golden.
Yeah, that's the phrase.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So, which means is that what is that sparkling? What?
Yeah, that it's the most precious. I don't know. It's an odd one, isn't it? Because I think there's things that are like more valuable than gold, aren't there? Like diamonds, probably. So is noise what would be?
Yeah,
is
diamond
a noise
noise.
diamond?
Yeah, gold noise. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, golden noise.
Yeah. Well, I guess like if you were to rank all the noises, maybe silence would be golden, but somewhere down the bottom that would be like scratching nails on a board or something would be like poo.
Oh yeah, yes.
There'd be like maybe silence is up in the top set of noises, and
yes,
down the bottom are some really awful ones.
Yes, true. It's more expensive noise, maybe.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, really, yeah.
But
Maybe that's it. Yeah,
valuable.
The gold standard. Wow. Well, thank you for bringing gold standard noise.
Thank you.
To and in fact, you've made me wonder. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this podcast, or we should just be silent for an hour for your enjoyment and for the audiences to get the golden experience.
Yes, just
maybe
not
I've really messed
talking.
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Let's change the structure and then just right from the start, nothing.
Yeah. I wonder how long people would listen for. How long before thinking maybe it's broken. Maybe this is not working.
Yeah. And then we are like, ha, we got you. We gave you the best noise.
We were here all along.
Yes.
And then they think we were the idiots because we'd sat still for an hour on a call making absolutely no noise.
Yes.
Which would,
Yes, even though we are so urged to talk and communicate, but we have to be inside. Oh no. So I'm happy that
do you think
we can talk.
Could you do like a sort of monk? Could you do a vow of silence? Like, is it monks that can do that? Isn't it, when they just don't talk for ages? I'd get really bored. Yeah.
How do they do that? Yeah.
No idea. How do you ask for anything? What if somebody says, "Oh, do you want a sandwich?" and you can't answer?
Like, just with eyes, sign the send a sign with eyes.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Yeah, and then if
do you understand? Yeah, do you understand? Can you get it?
No.
Oh.
What
Hard.
was it?
Can I have orange juice, please?
Oh, that was good. Oh, now you said it. That was brilliant. I think I'm not used to people. Do you know what I think? If like that was expert actually. Now that you've said it, I can absolutely see that with the way you moved your eyes. You asked for an orange juice, but I think I'm not used to seeing that from people. I don't know. I think I'd have to get used to it.
Yes, live and learn, isn't it? I'm gonna practice more.
Yeah. Wow. Well, so much to think about. But thank you for your noise. That was fantastic. And the other thing I've got to ask you, of course, is that this is a family-friendly podcast. It's suitable for all ages that you could possibly imagine. Can you imagine an age?
Age of
just any age. I don't know. Can you imagine one?
Yes. 5.5.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, suitable for perfect. Yeah, so any age you can imagine, this podcast is suitable for 5.5. Absolutely suitable for 5.5-year-olds. And so I just want to make sure that it's family friendly. And if you could tell us a rude word that you won't be saying during this show.
Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Again, silence.
Oh, whoa. So wow. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Well, so you're not going to be silent during the show in case it offends, in case it's too rude.
Yes,
and thank you for that.
Because I was preparing for this, and then you mentioned it earlier that sometimes silence is hard as well. So it's beautiful, but also rude.
Wow.
Can you ask me some questions and I'll demonstrate?
Okay. Can you tell me what the time is, please? Oh, no, that's just not nice.
Yeah?
Yeah. How are you today? Oh, well, okay. What's the square root of a cockatoo? No, this is awful. Yeah, you're right. Okay, no, you're right. Yeah, this is. Oh, well, thank you. I thank you for not being silent on the show, and I'll try not to be silent. And if I spot any silence, do you have a good noise to do if things are silent but you don't want to say anything, but you need it to not be silent anymore? Could you
repeat that question, please? I think this question
it was a bit jumbled up. I think I'm so trying hard not to be silent now that I'm confusing myself. But if things are silent, but you don't want them to be silent, but you also don't have anything to say, is there a noise that you can make to stop the silence or do something instead of talking?
Oh yeah. Okay. Ready? 3,
Mhm.
2, 1. Should I put kettle on?
Oh, that's good. That's really good. That's
Is,
really good. Yeah.
is it breaking the silence? But also, if the person's in not maybe confused, or if the person don't want to doesn't want to say anything, but it's okay. I'll put the kettle on. You don't need to say
That's good.
anything.
That's really good. And also, I don't know how if you have you got a good kettle? Is your kettle well? But I'm asking because the kettle in our home is really noisy. It makes like it makes loads of noise. That's and so then it's definitely not silent. If you're putting the kettle on, there is so much noise until tea is made, and then you've got tea and you don't care.
That's so true. When I watch TV or listen to podcast, I stop when I turn on the kettle because I
It's
don't
just
wanna.
too
Yes,
noisy.
I don't wanna miss anything from the podcast, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if the
Kettles are
listener,
loud.
yes, so if the listener is listening right now, and if somebody in your household wants to put the kettle on, just stop.
Yeah, yeah. It's really good, and I think maybe. I suppose it'd be a bit dangerous, wouldn't it? But maybe people should carry kettles around with them in case they enter a silent area and it's uncomfortable. But then
Yes.
you've got to carry a kettle around, and that's quite dangerous.
Uh,
If it's just so, yeah,
yes. Hazard.
yeah,
So if you're careful, maybe if you're careful with the
yeah,
electric.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And the boiling water, yeah, it'd be very
Lots
right.
of
Well,
danger.
it's kettles are really dangerous, aren't they? Maybe that's why they're so noisy. It's like a warning,
Oh
like keep
yes,
away.
yes.
Yeah.
Telling people around that okay, I'm boiling the water right now, so stay away from me.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good noise. It's a really good. Well. Then thank you for not being silent during the show, and again, I will try not to be silent. I don't want to upset the listeners either. And if either of us spot any silence, maybe we need to make a noise like a kettle. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yes,
And yeah,
great
yeah.
idea.
Thank you. Right. Well, listen. This is the most important bit, really. Is I've got two questions for you, and
Yes.
they've both been sent in by listeners, both by 10-year-olds. Actually, for some reason today, I don't know why they're both 10. Two very different questions. So we'll start with the first, and this is from Alexandra, and I'm going to read this as it was sent. So she says, "My girlfriend and I both live mac and cheese." Now I don't know if she means love mac and cheese or if they live in I don't maybe they live inside a bowl of mac and cheese. I don't know
Wow.
what she
Wow.
means. Yeah, because I don't want to, she's written a lovely email, so I don't want to. She obviously can spell. I don't want to be rude.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they do live in mac and cheese.
Yep.
But she said, "My girlfriend and I both live mac and cheese, but why are there so many varieties?" And then she's put, "I like mine with bacon." So
So
why?
true. So true. I used to live in
Mm,
mac and cheese, and yes, there's so many flavors, aren't they?
mm.
So now I even wonder if you want to become a mac and cheese flavor inventor, are there any flavors out there?
Wow. That's a point, isn't it? They're already left because they've done everything, haven't
Mm-hmm.
they? They've done what ones you can get spicy. You can get spicy one. You can get ones with all sorts of vegetables in, all
Yep.
sorts of meats in.
Yep.
Can you get like sweet? Can you get like mac and cheese ice cream?
Oh my, that's wow. That's so true because uh, when I had rice pudding for the first time, it just blew my mind because I thought rice goes with like a salty stuff, but it's sweet, and I was like, what? But now I love it. So yes, sweet mac and cheese.
Yeah.
What would you?
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. So you mentioned ice cream. Cold?
I think ice cream would be good. Probably. I don't know, because I always think like macaroni is like tiny little straws. So if you had melted ice cream, you could just sort of drink it with a tiny little
Wow.
like through the straw.
Yeah, but it's a bit too short to hold.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you're right. If you do with pinky fingers, yeah, maybe.
yeah. That's it. Yeah. This could be a whole new. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if would ice cream work or fruit or chocolate.
Chocolate. Oh, chocolate. Or
Yeah.
caramel.
Or maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would melt with the cheese, wouldn't it? Caramel and yeah. Maybe they could put because the insides of the mac and cheese are empty. Maybe they could fill that with caramel and then put the cheese on top.
Wow. Wow. And then you live there.
And then you live in it. Yeah, you live in, but then you wouldn't have space to live in it because it'd be full of caramel. So you'd have to.
Oh yeah.
I don't know which bit you'd live. I assume when they live in mac and cheese that they live inside the little tubes.
Oh yes.
Because that would be most cozy, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And how many people can live there?
Yeah,
hundreds?
Loads in one bowl.
Yeah,
Hundreds. Yeah. Well, maybe that's why. Because so Alexandra's asked why are there so many varieties? But I guess if you've got lots of people living in them, they're going to bring their own thing to it, you know?
Yeah, it's collaboration, teamwork. So everyone's got different favorites, and everyone bring their own game.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Do you have you ever had mac and cheese where every single bit of it is different?
I haven't, and now I'd like to try it or try them.
Yeah. Not the You got to make sure the people leave first, haven't you? Before.
Oh yeah. Because you don't want to. Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah. Have you ever had macaroni?
No, I can't say I have. I think I'm quite boring. I'm worried that I'm quite boring. This conversation that we're having, I think I've mostly just had mac and cheese. Sometimes I've had a spicy mac and cheese. I don't think I've really gone too far out of that world. Because I don't know, I've never thought of it. I feel like maybe I'm really boring. Maybe I haven't lived my life properly.
Oh, maybe it's the time to just try new things, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm up for that. Do you think would it be like if you have different types of mac and cheese? Do you think you could do those as different meals in a day? Like, would it be okay to have mac and cheese more than once in a day if you have different types?
Absolutely. Morning, lunch. Yeah, at night, just any time, isn't it? Because it could be dessert. It could be snacks. Can you have crisps with it?
Whoa. I mean, my brain is saying snack and cheese.
Whoa!
That's what you'd have to call it.
Whoa!
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Snack.
Yeah.
Like N.
Snack and cheese. Yeah, snack and cheese.
Snack and cheese.
Yeah.
Wow. Because
wow. Yeah.
First time when I had crisp sandwich, again, it blew my mind. Yes, it's so good. It's soft and then just crunchy. Like goes together. So maybe snack and cheese as well. You can do the magic.
Yeah, I honestly think you could put crisps in most things and they would be better. I think that, adding, and I should, for listeners in countries where they call them chips,
Oh
they're not
yes.
chips, they're crisps because they're crispy. I'm never going to get over that. But I think you can add crisps to most savoury foods anyway, and they're just better because then they're crunchy.
Yeah. Would you like to learn how to say crisps in Japanese?
Oh, yes, please. Yeah, yes, please.
Okay. Potato chips.
Potato chips.
Yay! Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing. Some of my favorite crisps ever are Japanese ones, which are I'm not sponsored, so I'm not sponsored by anything for this show. But Jagabee baked potato.
Jagabee, yes.
Jagabees are the best crisps.
Yes.
And and I could eat them every day if they sold them anywhere near me.
Oh, yes, yes, the thickness, the crunchiness. Oh.
Perfect crunch. That's what it's about. It's about you need it to be like a proper that noise when you crunch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sensational.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the very. But I obviously I should say the show isn't sponsored by anyone. But if Jagabee would like to sponsor this show by sending me all of the crisps or potato chips, is that right?
Yes, potato chips.
Yeah, potato chips. Then I will happily accept that as a sponsorship. Well, so if I don't know if I suppose we've sort of answered the question. You sort of said that there are so many varieties just because there's so many different people living in mac and cheese. Do you think that's the reason? I mean, I think it's also quite a versatile, it's just a little tube, so you can kind of do lots with that, can't you?
That's just pop in.
Yeah. That's it. I'd love to think that whoever made macaroni, macaroni. I don't know if it was somebody called Macaroni that invented macaroni, or if it was a person like Mrs. Macaroni. I don't know who it was, but yeah, I'd love to think that when they invented it, they had no idea how many different types there could be. In the future, they'd probably be amazed.
Yes, they must be so proud, and hopefully, stay not like a time traveling, but somehow it'll be romantic if they know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somehow
beautiful. It'd be really. I hope they're still. Maybe they're still alive. I don't know. I assume macaroni and cheese was invented many years ago. I don't know. But
the history. I don't know either.
No. I know. Children in schools in Britain have been using macaroni to make necklaces and collages for a very, very long time. In art, nearly always you have to make a picture and you have to stick bits of macaroni to it when you're in primary school.
Aww.
And then you can't eat the macaroni. It's very annoying.
Oh no.
So yeah. And so I know that for many years that's been a tradition. Or I don't know if it's even just a tradition. It's probably just they ran out of paint. So anyway, so it's been around for a very long time. So I don't know, but I that's the only history of macaroni cheese I know.
That sounds so. You can eat and you can use as a art.
Yeah.
Wow. What else? What else can we use?
Oh, that's a good question. What else? What could it be? Well, I said a very small straw, but you'd have to with your pinky fingers, so that'd be tricky.
Yeah.
Can
you?
Yeah.
Can you? Can you use it as an instrument?
Oh. Yeah, like if you threw a lot of them at a drum, it would sound brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The sound, yes.
Bit like rain, bit like the rain sound.
Yeah,
that would be pretty. Yeah, that would be good. And what about if you had like a pencil or like a stick or something, and you needed to keep it warm, you could put macaroni over it, like a little like leg warmer.
Oh, like a jacket.
Yeah.
Pen
or if
jacket.
you had like a stick insect, if you had a stick insect or a caterpillar or something, it could be a little jacket.
Yeah. Is it after boiled or before boiled?
Oh, I suppose it depends on if they want a jacket or if they want armor.
Oh yes. Wow. Wow. So you can use it as an armor or jacket,
Yeah,
coat. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
What?
I can't think of many. There must be other things that
Yeah.
you could use it for. Um, a snooker. It's the end of a snooker cue, maybe, or I don't. I try to think what else you'd use this very small tube
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. Like sport. Any small tube sport?
Yeah, there's like snowboarding's on a half tube, is it? So maybe for like if ants wanted to go snowboarding or skateboarding, they could use it for. I think
Upon.
you'd have to be very small, but then people live in it, so maybe
Oh,
I don't know, you know. Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly it's incredibly versatile. No, maybe that's why there are so many varieties because you can't have you know you can't do as many things with other food, can you? The other food's just not as capable of so many things. I'm
mhm.
trying to think of any other food. Banana. You can't do like the banana doesn't work as a straw or as a
No,
caterpillar armor.
no
So
way. No.
that's why there's not many banana things apart from banana splits and banana yogurt and
Yeah.
banana milkshake.
And
Yeah,
banoffee pie.
yeah, and banoffee pie. Yeah, yeah. Banana's quite versatile, but maybe that was the wrong choice. But what I mean is maybe maybe as you point out, macaroni's just it's got a lot to it, hasn't it?
Hmm. Potential as well. Like probably there are
Yeah.
more that we don't know.
I'm certain there are. I'm certain there are. And if any listeners have any ideas, please do send them in. Because I feel like there's probably hundreds, thousands even. And Alexandra, I hope you and your girlfriend are both living nicely in some mac and cheese, and it's not too cheesy. In there that would get a bit sticky and horrible. Wow. Well, thank you, Yuriko. That was well. We really went deep into mac and cheese there. And the second question I think is equally as important and deep and it's a big question that you know that people probably need to know. And this is from Tobin, who is also 10. And Tobin has said, why doesn't Pooh talk anymore? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So why doesn't it talk
Um,
anymore?
um, uh, yes, Pooh used to talk, yeah, didn't they?
I
Yeah,
yeah.
they
Yeah,
used
it
to.
must be in ancient times. It's not. It's also.
Yeah.
I've never come across a talking poo.
Um, yeah, me need. Oh, maybe. Yeah, is that by history or when they were younger? They used to talk when they were
Oh,
younger, maybe. Mm.
that's a good point. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Tobin hasn't said that. Like he hasn't specified if it means like they used to talk when they were Vikings, or if they used to talk when he was a baby
Mhm.
and his poo like talked. I don't know.
Mm.
I I personally haven't met a talking poo before.
Mm.
I
But
don't know about you. Have you met one or?
I'm trying to think because sometimes things happened, but we don't remember, right? If we
Mm,
encountered something, but if you are super young, do
yeah.
you remember everything? No. So
No. No.
what if we used to talk when we were really young?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people don't understand baby talk. Maybe they're communicating with poos. Maybe that's why they don't make sense to us because they're talking to poos.
Poos, and they talk about health and yeah, because a poo
Yeah.
shows you're healthy or yeah,
Mm.
poo is telling us so many things apparently.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It'd be really good if poos talk because then if there was like a poo on the street and because somebody didn't clean up after their dog,
Uh-oh.
then when you went near it, it would go, "Watch out! Don't tread on me!" And then you could dodge it and not get
Uh
poo on your shoe.
yeah. I wish you now I really wish I could talk to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we lost it. maybe we used to be able to hear it and understand.
That's very sad.
Mm.
That's very well. It is sad, but then I think about how awful it would be if, say, when you go to the toilet yourself and then you flush it and your poo would go bye, bye, ah,
Oh,
ah, yeah,
oh,
that would be horrible.
yeah. Or maybe they are like, what's the sport? They're the sport, like winter sport that you just
Oh, the luge or the skeleton where they go down
down
the
the
big slides.
yeah. Maybe could be joyful thing, or maybe not.
Yeah. Would sewers be very noisy though? Because like when all the poos get there, and then they meet all the other poos, it would just be so noisy.
Wow, and then talk about the journey.
Yeah, where they've been. It'd be wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your hair. No, it's sweet corn. Or yeah, it'd be horrible. It'd be
Sweet corn.
it'd be
Yes,
horrible.
yes, and yeah, sweet corn. What else? I don't know.
Yeah. You've got you got a lovely, I don't know, makeup. Oh no, it's beetroot or or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
like a purple, red purple.
Yeah, like purple poo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or green.
Yeah. I mean, do you think the world would be a better? I mean, you mentioned obviously poos do tell us stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be good if they could all speak? Would you like that? Would you want that in your life?
Okay, it might sound weird, but time to time, not always, but time to time.
If you could, every now and then, yeah, that would be good. Yeah, especially when you're like, oh no, what have I eaten? And the poo could be like, I'm made of this. It's okay. You're not ill.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have had that pizza. Or like,
Yeah, last night, late night. Yeah. So it's a health check, isn't it? Your health.
Yeah.
Your being, how healthy you are, or you need to put a little bit more effort in your daily life.
Yeah.
Or change the diet, food.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good. Do you think is a because Tobin wants to know why they don't talk anymore. We talked earlier about silence. Do you think poos maybe they sort of like you just really love silence?
Maybe it's yes. Maybe they're giving you space.
Yeah.
And peaceful mind.
Yeah. Maybe they're just really chilled out and they know that if they were to talk to you while you were on the toilet, I mean, also you don't really. It's not a great time for a chat when you're on the toilet, so maybe they're like, I'll just leave them to.
True, it's
some calm time. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's your private moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't wanna talk to people about weather or what you've eaten midnight. Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
No. So maybe they can talk, but they're not bothering you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In which case, that's really nice of them, and thanks, poos. I think.
Yeah.
We should all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Be very grateful.
Yeah, grateful. Thank you, poos. We all should. Yes, gratitude towards poos.
Yeah. Gratitude towards poos. Yes, that's very nice. That's so much to think about on today's show. Thank you, Yuriko, for answering these. They've been very deep questions this week.
I know.
And,
Yes.
Yeah. But I knew you were the person to answer. I knew you'd be able to help out. So thank you.
Oh, thank
for
you.
coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. And have you got? What you rest of your day? You aerobicking?
Yeah.
Everywhere. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, in the living room, in the toilet, everywhere. I can do in all spaces.
Very, very good luck.
Thank you so much.
Very good luck with your multi-room aerobics, and thanks again for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Big thanks to Yuriko for not only answering Tobin and Alexandra's very important questions, but also for teaching me Japanese for crisps and reminding me just how lovely and terrible silence is. I hope, Alexandra and Tobin, that you are happy with your answers, and if not, why not complain to your nearest lamppost or agitated squirrel? And don't forget, if you have a question or a mystery that needs to be solved, then do get your miserable yawn machines, grown-ups, to help you. Email us at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. And yes, the podcast is now going to have a short break. So if your question has been sent in but not answered yet, don't worry. It will do, but in a little while. Obviously, though, before all of that, I have to solve Bella's riddle first, which reminds me. I was getting close. I put the clues together. Poos on doorsteps. The lady sleeping. The friend shopping. I racked my brain as I knew there was an answer out there. Who leaves poos on doorsteps? And that's when I realized, but just as I did, there was a knock at the door. Yes? It's me! It's the postman! I knew it. You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! It's the end.